Okay, so this is super cool. It's a real website for renovation business. Watch these transitions, how seamless they are. You can see the before and after for each and every room. And as an actual potential customer, you get to experience the journey from the entry to being inside the living space, seeing the real before and after before the renovations. Now, this is insane because the lighting, the way it holds on the fireplace shot, this looks like something out of an actual real estate magazine. And here's the part that's going to actually mess with you. I didn't even pay a designer for this. I didn't even pay an agency $10,000 for this. I literally built this using only one prompt in one afternoon sitting on my desk with no developer, no coding experience, no animation experience, just two tools, Claude Fable 5 and Higgsfield. And by the end of this video, you're literally going to have the exact prompt I used and the entire workflow building process of building a website using Claude and Higgsfield. So you can actually build one for your own business. So this website was built with Claude Fable 5. And if you've been paying any attention to the Claude Anthropic news at all this past few months, you know that Fable 5 has had a rough few weeks. It actually got pulled entirely for about 3 weeks over an export control issue and then literally came back into Claude. And here's where it stands right now. Depending on your plan, you either get it included at a reduced usage limit or you are working off usage credits. But Anthropic gives you a starting credit that's more than enough for something like this if you want to build a website that's, with all the animation and graphics. Point is, you don't need a special deal or perfect timing to do what I'm actually about to show you because it's available right now at your fingertips. But soon I'm actually going to show you the exact prompt. But first, you need to know the entire setup and workflow behind actually setting this up before I actually input the prompt. So to build this super cool website, you need, as I said, Claude Code, and I'm going to use the desktop app. I actually recommend you to do the exact same thing instead of VS Code. It's just much more straightforward if you're not a developer. Now, once you're inside Claude Code in the desktop app, as you can see on my screen, make sure you're working in the right folder. That's where all the output lands. Then confirm you're on Fable 5 and set the effort level to extra or max. That pretty much controls how much reasoning power it throws at your project. Higher effort, better results, but at the cost of more tokens being used at each output. Now, one real number for you and one warning for you. I ran this prompt twice to get a result I was happy with and capped my spend at roughly $39 in usage credits since it's only for the demo. That's not because it's expensive, it's because I set a limit on purpose, as you can see on my screen. You can literally do the same and I highly recommend you do this. You go into your usage settings, set a cap, and you won't accidentally burn through more than what you intended, because there was a case of one company not setting a usage limit and they spent almost like $50,000 in a single day because all of their team members were using Claude and it just went chaotic. So you don't want to be in that mess. So set your limit. Now the images and videos in the site aren't coming from Claude itself. They're generated through something called the Higgsfield MCP automatically using models like Nano Banana Pro, Kling, CRANS 2.0, VO 3.1. Claude just knows how to call them out and communicate with Higgsfield. So in order to do this, you need to connect the two together. So inside Claude Code, hit the plus button below the prompt box. You go to connectors, then manage connectors, and then add a custom connector in our case. Paste in the Higgsfield MCP link which you're seeing on the screen, and you can get this directly from your Higgsfield account. I've already got mine connected, so you won't see me add it live here, but that's the entire process which I just showed you on how to connect Higgsfield to Claude and get things started from image to video generation. Okay, now once that's connected, there's really only one thing that truly matters right now, and this is the most important part that a lot of people skip. Claude generates one hero image first, a single shot of the space, and then uses that same image as the anchor for every clip after it. Now that's what keeps the room, the lighting, the furniture identical throughout the whole site. You skip that step in your prompt and you get a house that looks different in every single room, and we don't want that. So in order to do that, I've given you the exact prompt template which you can see on my screen. Just paste that into your Claude Code, customize the details to your own space or business requirements, and hit send. This whole build took literally about 30 minutes, as you can see the whole process. I'm not going to let you pause this video and take a screenshot right now. You can find the whole prompt template in the description below for you to steal for free. So you can literally copy paste it for whatever website you want to build for your specific business. And that's it. Okay, look at the final output. Now, of course, I hit my usage credit limit for the day, so I literally paused it, but it could have been much better than what it actually turned out, but it's pretty good for a demo. From the front door entry to before and after, the kitchen, the before and after, the living room, fireplace, everything staged and lit like a real estate photo shoot. Now, if you run a renovation company, a contracting business, home services, anything where show and don't tell, anything sells a job, like for sales and marketing, this is your website and how it could look like instead of the template every one of your competitors is using, because it can truly make the customer feel like they're actually immersed in the experience. Now, a site like this from an actual agency or freelance developer would typically cost you anywhere from $8,000 to $15,000 easily, and probably 3 to 2 months of back and forth communication and building process. As I said, I built this in an afternoon sitting at my desk right here. The really real cost was the Claude Fable 5 usage. It cost me about $40 for what I just showed you, but for the whole build to make the revisions and whatever, it would come to roughly about $150, not to a couple of $100. So pretty much. Now, one thing worth mentioning before you actually hit publish and launch this as your own website, the design is great, but it's not SEO optimized. And if you are doing this for like your own business, you still want to handle that separately. But in terms of design wise, this is very interactive, very polished, and looks genuinely quite premium. So there you have it, folks. You literally know how to use Claude and Higgsfield to build a super premium interactive $10,000 website for your business. But we are not done yet, because there's two things that you need to do, because having a website is cool and premium, but once you do the right marketing, you draw customers from ads or Facebook or whatever you're using to draw customers into your website, you need to set up two things. One, you need to make sure that you have the right AI systems in place so that you don't leave money on the table for when customers and leads come in for your specific business and not for your competitors. To ensure that when a lead comes in, they click that button to book a meeting with you, they are followed up and nurtured and engaged with within literally 30 seconds, and they are actually qualified for your service and offer to meet that criteria, and you don't have like back and forth communication and questions and wasting time for days and months. And number two, you need to know that once you audit your business for the right systems, you need to know how to actually build those systems. So I have two literally gifts for you, linked somewhere here or even in the description below. One is going to show you exactly how to perform an AI audit for your business, so you know which AI tool or system actually fits into your operation. And number two, how to actually set up those systems inside your business once you perform the audit. Because there are hundreds of AI tools coming out every single month. Not everything is meant for your operation. So you need to know which ones are specific. So in order to do that, you need to perform this 3-step $30,000 audit breakdown, which I've linked somewhere here and in the description. And number two, once you perform that audit, you need to take that audit and actually be able to build those systems for your business. So I've linked that video in the description as well. Definitely worth checking out, highly recommended. As usual, my name is Lustin Lobo. I'm part of the Lobo Brothers, and my agency name is LVL Automations. If you like this video, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment on what you enjoyed most about this video, and I'll see you guys in next time's video. Cheers.